How do you know that you're angry or that you are attracted to someone? How do you know that you're disgusted or that you're super excited about something? Do you actually see your heart break when you're hurt or your brains explode when you experience something pleasurable? You don't see that happen physically, but you do experience it, right? So there is emotional movement in the body that is related to biochemical movement in the body, which in turn explodes into action or contracts into inaction. It's a given that whatever your lifestyle choices may be, as long as you're human, there is going to be emotional movement and its related effects. You don't need science to prove that for you. You don't have to sit and read research. Just sit with yourself. You will feel that movement happen within you, right? Does your day define how well you sleep in the night? And does the mood that you wake up in the morning define how your day goes? These emotions that we feel through the day, without the color of our feelings and experiences, are actually pure energy. Anger and love have so much momentum in them that they enable you to do things that you would not have even thought of that you would do. Sadness and fear, they drain you, they paralyze you, surprising you how you're not able to do things that you could easily do before. So how can the chakra system help us understand this energetic movement within our body? And how can they also aid us in balancing our energies and in turn our emotions? The chakra system consists of 7 energy centers along our spine that relate to these different emotional experiences that drive our everyday life. And in time, they also keep feeding into our definition of who we think we are. I'll give you a moment with that. Yogis and rishis in the ancient times identified this relationship and suggested practices for the benefit of the community at large. Some remained as explorations within the Guru Shishya lineage, and others became part of tradition, culture, religion, answering to the need of the then generation. With time, of course, the information that were associated with these practices morphed and adjusted and diluted. Today, sadly, most of our parents cannot tell us to our satisfaction. They cannot explain to us what is behind all of these traditions that we follow in the family, and they are not at fault because they haven't gotten the information fully themselves. Then again, the beauty of the times that we live in now is that the awareness in the collective consciousness is expanding at a phenomenal rate, and we can now go back to these practices for the usefulness in them and ditch the dogma and resistance associated with it and tailor it in a way that will answer to the needs of our present generation. The 9 manifestations of Shakti that is worshipped or honored during the 9 days of Navratri relates to the chakra system in the sense that it enables the movement of energy from the gross body to the subtle mind body and finally up to the transcendent body. Through the chakra balancing practices, we intend to reach these energy blockages in our body that have been created due to the inability to express our emotions fully, and then allow that to redistribute within our mind-body system in a more balanced manner. This is the third and the final video talking about the online retreat Restoring Balance through Chakra Sadhana that is happening this Chaitra Navratri. So if you haven't watched the earlier episodes, please do so. So then what I'm talking about here will make more sense. Thank you so much for your time and watching these videos. Let me know if these move anything within you, and if there is something you'd like to share with me or ask me. I love having conversations. And have a wonderful rest of the day, evening, or night whenever you're watching this.